Hello everybody, and Jess here, and welcome back to Girls Frontline, the finale. Episode 12 is finally here, and I'm gonna be honest, I have trouble believing, because it seems like there's simply so much left, right? So much left unresolved, so much left unspoken, so much left unrevealed, so many questions. And yet here we are, the last episode that is supposed to wrap everything up. I don't think they will manage to wrap everything up. Probably the plot of M16. Yeah, the plot of M16 will probably be wrapped up, but certainly not everything. And I guess this is a push to everybody to start playing the game, because the game will surely answer all of your questions. Pretty much the exact same thing they did with Tact of Destiny, except with the benefit of those Girls Frontline game already being out, and Tact of Destiny not quite yet, and with the fact that this anime, Girls Frontline, actually does answer at least some of those questions, whereas the Tact of Destiny one answered almost none. If anything, it raised even more. Right? The series ended with even more questions and more open threads than when it started. So, yeah, it is what it is, I guess. But this episode will be interesting, that's for sure, because the last episode was, and the last episode ended with in a very curious way. Namely, M16 seems to have knocked out Submod and kidnapped M4A1 for some reason. We can't be quite sure if she's actually under the influence of Sangvis, or is she having some weird plan? I have absolutely no clue. And yeah, not much besides that happened, right? We had to rescue some other squad from a lot of Sangvis. No, I lied. One more thing happened. A lot of Sangvis happened. Too much Sangvis, too many Sangvis troops. And that probably means that either Sangvis is getting better at commanding them, the ringleaders are increasing their abilities perhaps, or there are more than one or perhaps even more than two ringleaders in the area. We know Dreamer is there, perhaps Destroyer as well, perhaps someone third. Hard to tell. Will we actually get to fight Dreamer in this episode? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Perhaps even if we do manage to defeat Dreamer, there will be yet another layer in the chain of command of Sangvis. Once already, we thought that we defeated the main ringleader, and it turns out that no, she wasn't the main ringleader, because there is still Dreamer above her, and there is probably someone above Dreamer, and probably someone above the Dreamer's boss, all the way up to some artificial intelligence singularity living on a quantum computer or something like that. I don't know. I have no clue. But we will have a clue as soon as we watch this episode and see what happened to Submod. I mean, we know what happened to Submod, she was knocked out, and we see what happened to M4A1. This is the mystery here. And what's the deal with M16? Right? That's yet another mystery here. Right. I have focus, I have focus. You get subs. I get sound. And we can start watching episode 12 of Girls Frontline, version by Sabs, please, in 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, last time on Dragon Ball Z. The Negev squad. Okay, right. To go missing is ever so slightly an understatement. Oh, right, there's also her. I forgot her name, but she exists. Right, there was also the whole thing with Wake Up and the dream-ish sequence and those neurons, neural network or whatever. Is this reality? And she was under the influence of Dreamer? Or is this a dream? Where are they right now? What? Okay, so this is a dream? Or an AI's equivalent of a dream? So this is an illusion created by Dreamer, probably. Yeah, Dreamer is questioning her. Or is it Dreamer? Who are you? And who are you? Is this Dreamer? Who's the lolly then? Excuse me, what? What just. There's like 5 layers of illusion. What the fuck? I. I no longer know who to trust, who to believe. Is she good? Is she bad? Is she controlled by Sangvis? AR-15, and I've been calling her M16. Terribly sorry. I have no clue what's wrong with her. Be right back. I'm gonna open my window a little bit. Okay. Motherfucking cables. Everything fine? Everything fine. Okay. I'm lost. Honestly. This is white tea and citrus tea. Interestingly, when I was recording the last video, I was wondering what's the flavor here, what citrus. I thought it's kumquat, but apparently it's mango. It's the first time I've heard someone referring to mango as a citrus. I might be mistaken, maybe mango is a citrus. So it's a lemon mango white tea, I guess. Alchemist? Yep. Music is great as always. The music doesn't match just standing and talking, but it's some great music. Yeah, honestly, I genuinely love this track. Okay, that's a lot of Sangvis. Those organs are giving me like Power Wolf vibes. Wasn't she with M4A1 in the ruins? Or was it not M4A1? Was it a random doll disguised as M4A1? Was it another layer of illusion? Was it not AR-15? Was it two illusions? I'm lost. Completely. Yeah. Hmm. Where from though? If not ringleader, if not a base. A Sangvis satellite? I don't know. No. Not Zhangxian. Fullback? Oh. Okay, recover and retreat. She's not an advanced Teedle. She can't figure out orders. Okay. Did Helion contact them? Were they prepared ahead of time? Yeah. Kryuger? Hillian? Okay. Now they have explosives. Okay, Zhang Xian changed the thinking of every other um, commander. Let's save them. Let's bring them here in one piece. So they were set on an autopilot. That's how they managed to use so many of them. They aren't actually taking direct command of them, but rather they point them in a direction and say, march. Evasion! Yeah, she has high evasion. Who's gonna shoot her? Submod. You should really be aiming, Sub. You have sights on your gun for a reason. Hmm. AR Squad Special Connection? Okay, I get what happened in that ruined place. She never was. And the kidnapping, she never was AR-15. She was always the dark-skinned loli. Yeah, I'm gonna go a little deeper into it in the discussion section. I didn't want to take too much time, but I get it now. I get it. You can stop writing that comment. No, do leave me a comment. It really helps. Why land? Why not repel them? She's a combat professional. Who was she in her previous life? Was she actually a military doll right from the get go? So you activated the parapluie. Oh no, I thought parapluie is the jamming, but parapluie is the virus. And you not telling anybody. Communication, you know? Dreamer? She'll capture me dead. Okay, or just escape and blow up the building when you're outside. It all feels way too dramatic than it needs to be. Okay, so they're keeping her in a perfect loop, essentially. Or are they showing us how it actually happened? Nobody's guarding her? That's either incredibly naive or a trap. Oh, she's the Sangvis mastermind. Don't reveal your triumph card. Trump card. I don't know why I wanted to say triumph card. So season 2 is gonna be about recovering AR-15. Probably, maybe, I've no clue. Yeah, did you really think it's gonna be this easy? And why did you stop Submod from shooting her? We only have like 3 more minutes. No, more than 3. Or like 5 minutes if they skip the ending. Okay, I can understand it. Essentially, she was born and was told, you pass butter. It was the friends we made along the way. Yeah, essentially. They're already extracting, you don't really need to buy them time. We're lucky that Sangvis isn't shooting for such a long time. Is that where they end? Yep, probably. Yeah, she's safe and sound. Never heard of a gacha game that would actually kill off one of the girls you pull for. But that does make me wonder, how does she come back eventually? Are we gonna see like a cryptic scene at the very end? This music does not fit the situation. Whomst? Closure? Oh, was that M16? Or was it AR-15? Hmm. Well, that was an ending. Uh, I guess let's go through it again, shall we? And see what else we can figure out. Yeah, a lot of last time on Dragon Ball Z. They really shouldn't have spent this much time on last time on Dragon Ball Z. It's like what? The first minute, they could have spent it better. Wake up. And yeah, it's the dark-skinned loli. It wasn't a dream, it's an illusion. She's not a dreamer. Who is she? We know that she's the leader of Sangvis, but is she really? Huh. And if she is a leader of Sangvis, uh, why is her illusion falling apart this easily? And why did she just throw this disguise away? Yeah, and here was a little bit of my confusion. I initially, yeah, my first thought, it's it's AR-15 talking to M31, trying to get some information out of her, trying to talk to her about whatever. I wasn't sure quite yet if she's actually like interrogating her because she's under Sangvis influence, or she's just they just found some safe spot, and AR-15 will now reveal her grand plan to M41, and she will ask her for help. Wasn't sure quite yet. Then it was revealed that it's Sangvis and not AR-15 at all. And this bit confused me initially because I thought it's like multiple layers of illusion, right? She wore the skin, quote unquote, the skin of AR-15. She dropped the skin of AR-15 and she's now Sangvis. And now she dropped the skin of Sangvis and now she's AR-15. I really thought that she's actually AR-15 and she just disguised herself as Sangvis for some reason. Also, bring me M4A1, I don't need the others. With M4A1 laying there. That's another thing that really threw me off. I thought it might be AR-15 being with M4A1 on her own, and then disguising herself as Sangvis and giving command to Alchemist to bring her M4A1 while she's guarding her to throw M4A1 to throw Alchemist off and send Alchemist on a search for something that she already has, you know? Something like the like 5-dimensional chess. It turns out it was 12-dimensional chess instead. Yeah, reinforcements, that's not easy. I'm curious about Negev. She keeps repeating that she's, you know, a combatant, she's a commander and whatnot. But is she really? I really thought that all of the titles except the AR squad and the 404 squad, and in general except the advanced ones, were actually like civilian titles. She could have been a librarian or something. Does she actually have combat experience even before being repurposed to wield a Negev? I don't know. And here's AR-15, and I again wasn't sure, is she the real AR-15? Is she an illusion? Is she what? No clue. Tell me where M41 is hidden. Yeah, and that again led me to believe that she just hid M41 somewhere and then headed out. and Alchemist somehow knows that she knows where M41 is, or that she's trying to confuse Alchemist somehow because she hid M41 well, and she gave Alchemist the orders that she's now executing. And my orders are to protect M4. They can't retreat because of the jamming, and they suffer a complete lack of communication. Can't retrieve them because, of course, the helicopter will be just shot down. And out of nowhere, the other commanders who told you, my sweet, lovely honey angel. But who told her, though? Or is he talking about Kalina? Because later Zhang Xian thanks Kalina? I don't know. Yeah, embarrassed Kalina, blushing Kalina. What a precious sight. By the way, speaking of Kalina, I unlocked her new outfit in the gacha, and my what's the meme? My whatever is immeasurable and my day is ruined because she doesn't have life 2D. My disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined. I was hoping to get a new skin for Kalina and that it would be live 2D as well, but I'm just using her base skin because it has live 2D. Do her other skins, like later skins, have L2D or is it just her base? Tell me if you know. Tapma to the rescue. Stop it. Shouldn't have told her that. You'd have thought that they, being combatants and fighting Sangvis so much, they would know that sometimes a headshot isn't enough. That you have to make absolutely positively sure that they're dead. Especially when it comes to the ringleaders, because if you don't make sure that just a Sangvis troop is actually dead, doesn't matter, you can just put a bullet in their skull again and no biggie. But a ringleader, you better damn make sure they're dead. Even Parapluie can't cut off all our connections. I wonder if it's metaphorical, as in, hey, we are so tightly knit that I would find you wherever you are, or is it actually some system that they have so that they're able to at least locate each other, even when all other communication systems are failing? Contains all the information I gathered. And she's going off on her own, of course. And conveniently, AR-15 is meeting everybody in order and individually. Interesting how it works, right? Spent the past few days examining Sangvis database, caused all the communication devices to stop working, interfered with Parapluie. And she fled to S08. So what happened wasn't your fault, but she didn't tell anybody about anything. That's the problem here. That's the problem. If she never told anybody about anything, if she actually did tell someone, Zhang Xian or Kryuger or Hylian or whatever, about her plans, who knows, maybe she would have gotten reinforcements, her own squad or whatever. They would have full support of Griffin. Maybe. If not, then Griffin would now have at least more knowledge. And maybe they wouldn't just bum rush the location of the Sangvis leader. Maybe it would take them a month to prepare, but they would be prepared. And they would hit the ringleader with full force, with like 5 battalions or whatnot. She decided to go on her own. I don't like it. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not that I don't like it as portrayed, because it's a good portrayal of it, but I don't like it conceptually. In general, I don't like when characters just don't communicate, and when issues arise from the sheer fact of not communicating. I mentioned it many a time, and I will mention it however many times it takes. I fucking hate the trope in romance anime where the girl spots the dude with some other girl and there's drama for like 16 episodes that's resolved by the dude just saying, "Oh yeah, she was my sister actually." You know? I fucking hate it. I loathe it. I abhor it. Completely and utterly. They don't have any kind of commander structure. She won't capture me alive. I'm gonna blow myself up, of course. She has the lonely hero complex or whatever. I'll be waiting until the day you change your mind. Sangvis Mastermind. Is it? Okay, it's capitalized, so her name is Mastermind, I'm guessing. I'll be whatever kind of doll I wanna be. And of course, she revealed her grand plan. Because why wouldn't she? This is war. You won't escape me now. I have this detonator and I'm showing it to you. And I hope, in my heart of hearts, that you are actually, very sportsmanlike about it. I hope that you seeing the fact that I can blow up this entire building won't make you just run. I hope you don't run just because I showed you this. Let's do it one on one, me and my explosives versus you. Also, don't shoot my hand, please. I know it's all exposed and out there, and it's a very easy target. But let's be let's be cool about it. It's just war. It's war. War has rules. So, oh no, my plan has been foiled. Who could have predicted that? I was filled with excitement and curiosity. I wasn't a mass-produced model. I was an elite produced by 16 Lab. I wanted to complete a glorious mission and become friends with strong dolls. I could be a star. But no, I was turned into someone who has to follow orders. And then I was sent on regular missions. And that's not what I wanted. Understandable, right? Very understandable, because I think every single one of us has a desire of being something special, someone special. Uh, every one of us has ambitions, and those ambitions are more often than not going past being a cashier. You know, so it stands to reason that a very advanced Tidal, who essentially mimics a human consciousness, would also have her own ambitions, and her ambitions were at least partially thwarted. Yeah. And yeah, all my possibilities were stolen. I couldn't do anything about it. I thought I'll be a spy. I thought I'll be a vigilante. I thought I'll be an elite unit they will stand to get rid of the opposing forces. But no, I was made into an underling of M4A1, and I don't like that fact. Hmm. I just wanted to be worth something. Now, which came true a long time ago. It was the friends we made along the way. She is very lucky that the Sangvis have the accuracy of the stormtroopers. So many bullets fired, one bullet hit her. Yeah, the whole place blows up. Everyone is happy except the AR squad. And then we get this. Twin tails. Either Shad. I think it's shadow on her eyes. I wasn't sure if it's shadow or an eye patch. Who is she? Is she another of the 16 lab dolls? She's nobody we would know, is she? I don't think she is. Is she like a quote unquote reincarnation of AR-15? AR-15 rebuilt in a new body? The disc she gave Submod actually contained her consciousness or something, but we were told that their consciousnesses cannot be backed up. I have no clue who she is. I genuinely initially thought it's Closure from Arknights, and it's just a tie-in into the Arknights anime, but no, it's not Closure. I've implanted the parapluie system in another Griffin doll to serve as a replacement for AR-15. Which Griffin doll, though? I don't suppose putting parapluie in just everyday regular box standard Griffin doll would be of much use, because first of all, everyday regular Griffin dolls don't have as much how should I say it, they don't have necessary permissions and whatnot, right? They're just regular troops. The AR squad, the 16 labs creations are special. They have more permissions and whatnot. So giving parapluie to an elite doll actually makes sense. So it can't be the yellow jacket can't be a bog standard doll. It has to be a 16 labs one. Is she a member of the 404 squad? And if so, when did she come into contact with Dreamer? With her. Or is it yet another 16 Labs doll that we haven't met yet? Or is it not the doll they're talking about? Maybe they implanted Parapluie into Submod or whatever, or whoever else. And it's just a coincidence that we're shown that yellow jacket. I really will until the day I meet M4A1. What's her obsession with M4A1? That's another question. Usually it's a sign of uh, when a villain is obsessed with meeting one of the heroes, it's usually a sign of some relation or relationship between them. For example, if both of them were made in the same lab, right? But that's quite unlikely. One of them is Sangvis, one of them is Griffin. If they were sisters or long lost family, but that's not the case. Those don't have families. Does she want something that only M4A1 has? If so, what would it be? Initially, I thought that M4A1 is special because she has some emotion module, but we know that every single T-doll has emotions to some degree. Interesting. Uh, this... My shirt is dirty somewhere. Some white stuff on it. Oh no, it fell off already. This episode really made me want more. It really did. It it answered the most pressing question of what's the deal with AR-15. And the deal with her is that when she encountered Submod and the A41 in the previous episode, it wasn't actually her, it was Mastermind. But it still leaves a lot of questions very, very open. And I can't wait to find the answers, probably by playing the game. Unless there is episode 13 and Mal is wrong. Actually, I'm gonna check Annie list as well. Annie list, Girls Frontline. It's listed as 12 episodes and finished. Hmm. Yeah, this finale really creates more questions than it answers. That much is for sure. Now, does it serve as a good ending? On one hand, yes, because it's sort of a culmination, the great climax of everything so far, right? And by everything so far, I mostly mean AR-15's little mission of revenge or what have you. But, hmm, it's very hard for me to talk about it in the context of it being an ending because it really doesn't seem like an ending to me. It's way too open, but I guess gacha anime will do that. They will have the ending be incredibly open to lure you into playing the game if you wanna know more. So I can see it being the case. I can see why they did it. So no hard feelings. But it definitely does leave me want more. Hmm. Yeah, I'm really having trouble talking about this episode because it it doesn't feel like it even closes an arc. On one hand, sure, it kinda does close the arc of AR-15, her arc of looking for Emperor 1. No, not looking for Emperor 1. Her arc of looking for Dreamer, looking for Mastermind. But I have a feeling that it's a halfway point, it's a midway of an arc. It really feels like a halfway point that's also a climax, kind of, sort of. I'm having trouble describing it even. This closing thoughts section is gonna be such a mess with me constantly going silent and thinking. uh, what I mean is, it really feels like a midway point in an arc, and the arc would culminate with AR-15 coming back in some way, shape, or form that I don't know what would it be. But if someone is an anime only, this would serve as an end of an arc. And that's because AR-15 is a unit in the gacha. And I have never seen a gacha that would, in its storyline, kill off a unit you can have. Not even Arknight, a game so notorious for killing off characters that people genuinely like. None of the operators actually die in the story. At least none that I'm aware of. I'm only on chapter 6 or so. Maybe someone dies further. Fuck if I know, but it doesn't give me those vibes. And it would be kind of weird when a character dies in a story, but they're still on your roster, right? So, as someone who does play the game and does know the roots of this series, it feels like a midway through an arc. But for an anime only person, it would feel like an ending of an arc. Perhaps even a satisfactory one. If not for all the tie-ins. If not for all the tie-ins into the future episode, right? Showing that yellow jacket, showing us Mastermind talking with that maid Tidal. It's those are elements that will be in season 2, should season 2 ever come out. But they also serve as hooks into the game for people who are anime only. Hmm. I had something else in mind, but I kinda lost my train of thought. uh, what was it? Fuck. Yeah, it's probably nothing terribly important if I forgot about it so easily. Uh, yeah, I'm just gonna. I think I'm just gonna end this utter, utter bullshittery of closing thoughts, and I guess let's get into a short review of the series as a whole, right? So, series as a whole, it started not that great. You can clearly see that it's an anime that was very much made by the numbers, very much ordered. That it's an anime that was made by a studio who was paid to make that anime, and not by a studio who wanted to make it. It's very easy to see by the level of care put into it, right? People on Reddit and in other places were much more vocal about it, right? The guns being off model, titles using incorrect guns, uh, incorrect sounds for guns, incorrect fire rate, and what have you. I'm not so much of a gun nut to notice those things, but if this anime was made by a studio who actually cared about it, I'm 100% sure they would put enough care to make sure the guns are on model, that Tidals use the correct guns at the very least, and they would put extra care in sounds because sound that a gun makes is one of the most important things about a gun. In games, in media, sound feedback is incredibly important. I wasn't sure if it's going to be any good as an anime. I was kind of burned by gacha based and in general game based media. We all know movies, live action movies based on games, they are never good. And I've seen bits and pieces of the new Halo series, and it's not that great either. I have to admit. Uh, so I was really unsure if this series is gonna be any good, especially at the beginning, which was to give it credit, it was true to the game. Even in the game, the very first missions, the very first chapters, even, are all about fetch quests, essentially. Go there and kill all the Sangvis. Go there and capture Sangvis base. Go there and bring some MacGuffin. Go there and do that. But the series, this season, did mimic the game in one other aspect, in that it gets more and more interesting as time goes on. In the game, I'm currently at chapter 5. I finished chapter 5, and it's getting interesting. And it also gave me additional context for the show. Not everything in the game was in the show. Not everything in the show was in the game. The game also switches around some events. The chronology of the game is ever so slightly different. If you want to have a fuller picture of the anime, if you liked it and you want more, I can wholeheartedly recommend you the game. It's it's really good, really enjoyable, and the lore is also great. Uh, and near the end of this series, I really felt like I can say with clear conscience that I like it. Right? Not that I like it ironically, or I like it because I like the game, or I like it because I have to say that I like it because I'm talking about it and I have to every day I'm forcing myself every week I'm forcing myself to watch it and I secretly hate it but I have to say that I like it. No, none of that. It really stands up on its own merit. Is it amazing, groundbreaking anime of the season material? Absolutely not. Not even close. Is it a genuinely good watch? And if you're somehow just watching this review section without watching any of the previous episodes and you want to know if it's any good, if it's worth watching, it is worth watching. You will have a good time with it. You have to give it a couple episodes to really get rolling, but I do not regret watching it. That's for sure. I had fun. It made me want to play the game more. So, hey, mission accomplished as far as the anime being an ad for the game goes. And I'm honestly secretly hoping for season 2. It probably won't be for a long time. The creators of the game are focused on their other game for now, from what I heard, right? Those Frontline 2, which is supposed to be XCOM-ish. So I don't know if they have the budget to commission the second season. The ratings, from what I've seen, also aren't great. Are fairly middling, like 5 out of 10. So I'm not sure if we ever will see the second season. If we do, however, I'm gonna watch it. I absolutely will. I might not record my reaction to it because I'm gonna keep playing the game, but I will watch it and I recommend you do too. Is there anything else that needs mentioning about this series? Uh, Not really. Not really, honestly. I don't like giving numerical scores, so I'm just gonna sum it up by saying it's not the greatest anime I've ever seen, but it's also very far from the worst. And as far as as game-based media go, it's pretty damn decent. Comparing it to Tact of Destiny, you can watch Tact of Destiny reaction on my channel, by the way. It does things both better and worse. It does its story and its lore a little bit better because it actually explains things. Tact of Destiny was constantly and constantly and constantly building questions and questions and questions, and it never answered any. Until the very last episode, which also didn't answer anything. If you want any answers about Tact of Destiny, you have to play the game. You have to wait for it to come out and you have to play it because the anime answers absolutely nothing. That's where those Frontline, Girls Frontline is actually better. And now the one field where it's, let's be honest, worse is, of course, production quality. But it's kind of hard to not be worse in production quality than Tact of Destiny because Tact of Destiny was made by a collaboration of Mappa and Madhouse. Yeah, it would be very hard and very expensive to beat the quality of Mappa and Madhouse joining forces. So I'm absolutely not holding that against those Frontline. The music. The music of this series was an absolute banger. From the OP to the ED to the all the soundtrack uh, during the episodes. I'm sure you could see me just bobbing my head and moving around whenever some music came up because it was just straight out great. Mm, anything else? No, I think that's it. I think that's it. I'm getting sleepy now. Probably why my tongue, my vocal cords don't want to cooperate with me. I had a hard day today and a long and tiring, so I'm just gonna end it, upload it, wait for it to process, publish it, and then I'm gonna go to sleep. No, I still have to do Girls Frontline dailies, and Punishing Grey Raven dailies, and Revived Witch dailies. That's a lot of dailies. And Precona dailies. Yeah. Shit. That's too many gacha. I have to drop something. Maybe after Tact of Destiny comes out, I will have to genuinely drop something. Uh, but yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. So you guys leave me a comment down below. Comments really help for engagement, and YouTube sees that you engage with the content and it promotes it. Leave me a comment. Did you like this episode? Did you like my reaction? What did you think of them? Uh, did the anime miss something, some additional context that is essential for understanding it, and it's in game, as long as you keep it spoiler free? Although I won't be super anal about being spoiler free because I don't care as much about game spoilers as I cared about the anime spoilers, because I'm not gonna record myself playing the game, so it doesn't matter that I have a blind reaction to it all that much. But still, keep the spoilers to a minimum. Um, I wanted to say what do you think of my theories, but I don't think I made any theories. If I did, if I did create some theories during the course of this episode, do tell me what you think of them. Hell, why not? Maybe I forgot about them and you didn't. Like this video if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it, but tell me why so I can improve. Subscribe to the channel so you get notified of future releases and of a live stream we're gonna be having after I'm done watching finales of every series, and we're gonna go through anime that airs next season, and we're gonna pick up a new lineup. But I'm also still yet to see finales of Arifureta, of Tokyo 24Ku, Of Symphogear, I've actually already seen the finale of Symphogear. It was kind of great, but you will see that finale tomorrow on YouTube. And tomorrow on YouTube, tomorrow on Patreon, you will see the first episode of Symphogear G. So if that's something you're into, head over to my Patreon, where you can support me monetarily. For $10 a month, you get early access to non-seasonal shows. For just $1, you get access to a special channel on my Discord server, and you get place in the credits. You get all kinds of cool stuff. Join my Discord server, link in the description. It's open to everybody. Come chat about games, chat about anime, chat about food, chat about whatever you want to chat about. And that is going to be it. No, one more series I'm watching, Sabikui Bisco. I also haven't. Have I seen the finale of Sabikui Bisco, or have I not? No, I haven't. I'm yet to see the finale of Sabikui Bisco. So that's it on the series I'm watching. Okay, that's it. Share this video. If you know someone who will enjoy it, share it, spread the word. The more you spread the word, the more YouTube itself spreads the word. I'm really tired. I'm even forgetting about mentioning series that I'm watching. I'm forgetting my end video spiel. So I really need to go to sleep, I guess. But you guys, no. I'm forgetting my ending. That's gonna be it for me for today. So as always, you guys do all the good stuff, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Cheers. I said cheers. There we go. Those are the mythical credits where you can find your name if you decide to support me on Patreon.